Grandy, Sophia's widow, Nerds of Color, and the show is just so much fun. I'm so excited to speak with you guys about it.
Great, thank you.
That's so nice. Thank you. And I really identify with your with the name of your
Oh my gosh, Mindy, we love you here. Thank you for representing with everything you do.
Nerd of Color is really, I cannot think of a more apt name. Charlie, not so much, but
yeah,
so... love you, Mindy.
Charlie's like, I identify as like handsome.
Yeah. I stop at nerd. Like that was where it's like.
Listen, we accept all the nerds here. Going off those first two episodes, so you could talk spoilers for those. We have obviously the two big mysteries, you know, the murders and then Velma's mom who's missing. Can you tell me how you both sort of came up with those as the core mysteries for this season? And then anything fans should sort of pay attention to in order to solve them? Because I always like to try to solve them on my own, even though I don't always get them.
Sophia, it's so great that you mentioned that because, you know, Charlie created the show, and what I'm so impressed with his storytelling and with our writers and what they've done is like, there is like these like the X-Files, like, which is something I love. There'd be like an arc for a season, but then each episode would be sort of thrilling individually. And to be able to do both of those things, like I come from like high school comedy and female-centered comedies. I was so impressed that Charlie was able to do this. It's like, we knew we wanted it to be very funny, but what I was so impressed by what Charlie did is he made it scary and thrilling. And so that was important to me, but you know, like it was also important to Charlie and he literally did it. So I've been so happy with that.
Thank you. Yeah. It was fun. I mean, it was great. It was really been a dream from the moment Mindy approached me. Now, maybe even 4 years ago was the first time we talked about this. You know, we were both at Warner Brothers and Mindy was thinking about, she said, hey, maybe an origin story of Velma, kind of like Riverdale, and maybe there's a serial killer. And then, you know, I feel like even then when we were just kind of doing like that first initial pitch to Warner Brothers Animation, you maybe even threw out like, oh, and maybe her mom's missing and something. And then just kind of took those, and those elements are all so juicy. What's great is there's so much inherent conflict, and which is also great for comedy, not just drama. It really was very helpful in terms of crafting both the mystery and the comedy to have the stakes so high for Velma.
You know, I really love that even though it's a comedy, even though it's dark and all that stuff, you have these little details about Velma, such as she's having these hallucinations, which is obviously a hint towards mental health. And then you also had some body image comments in there, which I just thought was so interesting. Can you talk about throwing those in there and really making her a real character?
Yeah, I mean, one of the greatest things about Velma is that she doesn't have this sort of like traditional cartoon look, even though she's from this period of time when all like the female animated characters like looked a certain way, and it was really ahead of its time. She was so ahead of its time. And so honestly, Charlie took so much care in doing the way her physicality was really important, because we wanted to honor that, you know, that she's the brains behind this group. She's so cute and has a very unique look. And it's like, now there's so much talk about body positivity and all that. We just wanted to make sure to honor what you really look like. And I think the animators did such a good job with that.
It's really incredible to see. And thank you both so much for your time. It was really a pleasure. I love the show. Can't wait for everyone else to see it. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you for saying
that.
That's nice. Thank you.
Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life. Comics, movies, and TV. Yeah. Pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check.